Our today's topic is one of the most commonly discussed controversial topic in the COVID-19 pandemic. The topic is the use of ACE inhibitors, that is angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, and ARBs, that is angiotensin receptor blockers, in hypertensive patient among the COVID-19 pandemic. Now before getting into this, we need to know about the structure of COVID-19 virus and how it docks itself into the human cell. So, the structure of the COVID-19 virus generally looks like a spherical structure to which certain projections are attached. It almost looks like this structure. The projections that are attached to the COVID-19 structure are known as S proteins. These are known as the S proteins. This is a basic structure of COVID-19 virus which we have seen in all the social media, news channels, etc. Now, there are certain receptors present on the surface of human cells. These receptors are known as ACE2. ACE2 receptors. Now, during 2002, there was an SARS COVID attack also. Not the same one, but it was SARS COVID 2002. The receptor site for that virus was also the same, ACE2. Now, the S protein of the coronavirus gets itself attached to the ACE2 receptors. This attachment is also facilitated by another protein that is present on the surface of the cells that are known as serine protease. This helps in the attachment of the S protein of the COVID virus to the ACE receptors. As soon as the S protein gets itself attached to the ACE2, the genetic material of the COVID virus gets itself impregnated into the human cell, that is the mRNA. This is how the COVID virus impregnates its genetic material into the human cells. Now first, we will talk about those population who really supported that the use of ACE inhibitors and ARBs is to be stopped in case of COVID-19 patients with hypertension, because it can worsen the condition of hypertension. Now why they said so is, in animal studies, in certain animal studies, the use of ACE inhibitors and the use of the ARBs, these two are the commonly used antihypertensive drug, and we can simply identify the ACE inhibitors with the suffix that is pril, enalapril, captopril, lisinopril also. And in case of ARBs, we know it is losartan, valsartan, candesartan. So in animal studies, when ACE inhibitors and ARBs were given, there was a marked elevation of the ACE2 receptors. There was a marked elevation of the ACE2 receptors in both ACE inhibitors or ARB fed mice. So with all common sense, if the ACE2 concentration is higher, the COVID virus can easily get penetrated into the human cells and cause the infection. So this was the reason why a certain population opposed the use of ACE inhibitors and ARBs among the hypertensive patient of COVID-19. So now we will be moving into the second part of the video, where we will be seeing why certain people supported the use of ACE inhibitors and ARBs for hypertension among the COVID-19 patients. But before getting into that, we need to know the renin-angiotensin mechanism. In the renin-angiotensin mechanism, the angiotensinogen was converted into angiotensin 1 by an enzyme that is known as renin. This renin is produced by the kidneys. Now, the angiotensin 1 is then converted into angiotensin 2 by an enzyme that is the ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme, present on the cell surface of the lungs. This angiotensin 2 is a powerful vasoconstrictor. The angiotensin 2 is a powerful vasoconstrictor. Along with that, the angiotensin 2 can stimulate the adrenal gland. The angiotensin 2 can stimulate the adrenal gland to release aldosterone, to release an hormone known as aldosterone. This aldosterone can cause reduced potassium, that is hypokalemia, increased sodium, and hence can lead to increased blood pressure. This is how the angiotensin mechanism works. Now, after the angiotensin 2 has been formed, there can be two things. It is a multi-step. Either the angiotensin 2 level can be low or the angiotensin 2 levels can be high. Now, when the angiotensin 2 levels are low, the enzyme, that is angiotensin converting enzyme 2, will be docked, or the catalytic position of the angiotensin enzyme 2 will be occupied by angiotensin receptor 1. At low levels of angiotensin 2, the catalytic position of angiotensin converting enzyme 2 will be occupied by angiotensin receptor 1. This complex will metabolize the angiotensin 2 into another component, that is angiotensin 1,7. Will be catalyzed into angiotensin 1,7, and this angiotensin 1,7 causes vasodilation and reduced inflammation, which will reduce the blood pressure ultimately. This is what happens when there is low level of angiotensin 2. Now, when there is high level of angiotensin 2, these complexes will separate. That is, angiotensin receptor 1 will be separated from the angiotensin converting enzyme 2. From the ACE2, the angiotensin receptor 1 will be separated. This angiotensin 1 then will cause a metabolism and then result in vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction, just opposite to what here happens. Vasoconstriction can increase vascular permeability and hence can cause another condition, that is ARDS. That is, whenever there is angiotensin 2 levels are high, these two complexes will get separated, that is angiotensin receptor 1 and angiotensin converting enzyme 2 get separated, and it causes vasoconstriction, increased vascular permeability and ARDS. Now, this is not a concern right now. The concern is at high levels, when these complexes separate, it makes the COVID-19 structure, that is, we have talked about it, the S protein, this receptor site at the ACE2 is available for the S protein to bind. And this binding, as we have said earlier, is coupled by another enzyme, that is serine protease, that we have talked earlier. This serine protease will help in the binding of the S protein to the ACE2 receptors. But this serine protease can be inhibited by chemostat mesylate. Now, the study for the use of chemostat mesylate for the inhibition of serine proteases is still undergoing. Now, like this, the S protein will come and bind. As we said, the genetic material, that is the mRNA of the COVID-19 virus, will enter into the human tissue. Now, this is what happens hypothetically. Now, we will see the use of ACE inhibitors and ARBs in this. First, we will talk about ACE inhibitors. What ACE inhibitors will do, that it will inhibit this enzyme. It will inhibit this step. Ultimately, what happens? The angiotensin 2 formation will be reduced. That is, angiotensin 2 levels will be low. At low levels, the angiotensin receptor 1 and angiotensin converting enzyme 2 will not be separated. Angiotensin 1,7 will be formed, vasodilation and reduced inflammation will occur. But more than that, it will not be separated, and hence the ACE2 receptors will not be available for the COVID-19 S protein to bind. Now, when we talk about angiotensin receptor blockers, it is believed that the angiotensin receptor blockers will form a block or will always keep the angiotensin receptor 1 and angiotensin converting enzyme 2 together. Hence, the same way it will cause angiotensin 1,7 leading to vasodilation and reduced inflammation, further not providing the ACE2 for the binding of the S protein of the COVID-19 virus. So this is the reason why certain people support the use of ACE inhibitors and the ARBs for hypertension among the COVID-19 patient. Now, there is another important aspect that we can think is, now many of you can ask me, why is there a chance that we can remove all the ACE2 receptors from the host? Yes, such a study has been conducted where such a study has been conducted in a mice where the paternal mice and the maternal mice, from both the genes that coded for ACE, the gene that coded for ACE2 was removed. As a result, the newly formed virus did not contain any ACE2 enzymes. Hence, when this virus was subjected to contact with the COVID-19, when these mice were exposed to COVID-19, it was surprisingly seen and very hypothetically very true that the mice was resistant. The mice was resistant to COVID-19 infection. But the problem with that is that in such mice, there was a problem that there was increased viral pneumonia condition. In such patients where the ACE2 was completely absent and hence the mice became resistant to COVID-19, there was an increased viral pneumonia condition and reduced cardiac contraction. The cardiac contraction was also reduced and the ACE2 enzymes were high. Angiotensin converting enzymes were high because ACE2 receptors are not totally formed. So as of now, we will move towards our end of this video. So before ending, we will conclude the whole video like this. There are two categories of people. One who support the use of ACE inhibitors and ARBs for hypertension in COVID-19 patients. Such people propose the angiotensin mechanism that we talked about and how the ACE inhibitors and ARBs will not provide the S protein of the COVID-19 with the ACE2 binding sites. On the other hand, the other group of people who oppose the use of ACE inhibitors and ARBs based on the animal studies data that the use of ACE inhibitors and ARBs will increase the concentration of ACE2 inhibitors and make it available for the COVID-19 to bind. So at this situation, it all remains a controversial thing yet. Please do comment and tell me what is your opinion on this. And if you have any queries regarding this video, do also comment it in the comment section. For any other interesting topics, please do suggest me the topics in the comment section also. Till then, goodbye, take care, stay safe.